Have you ever screamed the truth at the top of your lungs only to have the sound swallowed by silence? Have you ever felt the cold, creeping dread of being utterly, completely disbelieved, while a liar smiles from the shadows? If you have, then your heart is about to break for Robert Sugden, because the nightmare he's living through just got 1,000 times worse. In a jaw-dropping twist, Emmerdale has unearthed a piece of forgotten history, a dark secret held by a master manipulator, and it could be the final nail in Robert's coffin. Let's take a breath and rewind, because the last few days in the Dales have been a whirlwind of deceit, desperation, and disaster. We all watched, our hearts in our throats, as the sinister web woven by John finally ensnared everyone. The week kicked off with a bombshell for Aaron, who discovered the man he trusted. His husband John was not the respected community member everyone thought he was, but a criminal capable of unimaginable darkness. While Aaron was reeling from this betrayal, Robert, ever the protector when it comes to his ex, was already a step ahead. Driven by a gut feeling that something was terribly wrong, he raced to the woods, a desolate and foreboding place, desperate to find the missing Mac and shield Aaron from the storm he knew was coming. But you can't outrun a monster who has planned every move. In what can only be described as a moment of pure, calculated evil, John made a phone call. It was a performance worthy of an award. With feigned terror in his voice, he told the police that his brother Robert was threatening him, painting a picture of a man on the edge. And then he set his final horrifying trap into motion. In a split second of chaos at the edge of the gorge, he didn't just jump, he pulled Aaron down with him, a cruel, possessive act to ensure he wouldn't be the only one to fall. The aftermath was pure chaos. Sirens blaring, paramedics rushing, and 2 broken bodies at the bottom of a ravine. While John escaped with injuries, Aaron was left fighting for his life, suffering a bleed on the brain that forced doctors to place him in an induced coma. He's lying there, suspended between life and death, completely unaware of the twisted game being played. And Robert? The one man who was trying to save them both? He was slacked in handcuffs, arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, his world collapsing around him. In tonight's gut-wrenching episode, we saw Robert in the cold, sterile environment of a police interrogation room. He was a man unraveling. You could feel his desperation radiating through the screen as he recounted the real story, his voice cracking with a mixture of fear and fury. He laid it all out, John's string of crimes, his murder of Nate, and his chilling suspicion that Mac had met the same grim fate. He was practically begging them to see the truth, to look past his own checkered history, and see the monster hiding in plain sight. But the detective D.S. Jordan saw something else. She saw murderer Robert, the village bad boy, the man with a reputation. And on the other side, respected member of the community John. The detective's disbelief was a physical wall, and Robert's frantic pleas for justice simply bounced right off it. His temper flared, the raw, helpless rage of an innocent man being framed, and it only served to make him look more guilty. Then came the moment that turned the tables completely. D.S. Jordan left the fuming Robert behind and went to the hospital to get John's side of the story. And what a story he told. Propped up on his hospital pillows, playing the victim to perfection, John spun a masterful web of lies. He claimed Robert lashed out in a jealous rage, that the noble Aaron stepped in to protect him, and that's how they both tragically fell. He whispered about waking up at the bottom of the gorge, a hero wanting to administer aid to the man he supposedly loved, only to be brutally attacked by Robert, who was hell-bent on stopping him from getting near Aaron. It was a sick, twisted fairy tale, but it was believable. And then John delivered the masterstroke, the checkmate. He looked at D.S. Jordan with fabricated sincerity and said this wasn't the first time Robert had tried to kill him. And he had proof. He showed her the footage. That infamous video from back in July, showing Robert attacking him with a wrench. Do you remember that? We all do. We remember the raw fury, the shock, the violence of the moment. But we also remember what the camera didn't show, what John so cleverly edited out. We remember that John assaulted Robert first. He provoked him, pushed him, physically attacked him until Robert, in a blind fit of rage and self-defense, snapped and hit back. This piece of footage, this partial truth, is more dangerous than any complete lie. John has been holding on to it, a secret weapon in his back pocket, waiting for the perfect moment to deploy it. And now he has. To the police, this video is irrefutable proof of Robert's violent tendencies. It's a pattern of behavior. It corroborates John's entire story. It paints Robert not as a flawed man who made a mistake, but as a cold-blooded, premeditated monster. What does this mean for Robert? He's trapped. His word against a cunning liar who has physical evidence to back up his claims. The one person who could potentially corroborate even a piece of his story, Aaron, is unconscious in a hospital bed, his own fate uncertain. Robert is utterly and devastatingly alone, and the walls are closing in from every side. Will Aaron wake up in time? And if he does, what will he remember? Will his mind be clouded by the trauma, or will he recall the truth of John's betrayal? Is there anyone else in the village who can see through John's facade? This feels like a pivotal moment, a turning point from which there may be no return. Robert Sugden has fought his way back from the brink before, but has his manipulative brother finally crafted a prison of lies so perfect that not even the truth can break it? The stage is set for an explosive fallout. This isn't just about a crime anymore, it's a battle for a man's life, his freedom, and his soul. Every lie John tells pushes Robert further into the darkness, and the question now is whether he will find a light to guide him out, or if he'll be consumed by it entirely. You cannot afford to miss what happens next. The tension is unbearable, the stakes have never been higher, and justice is hanging by a thread. To witness the fallout and find out if Robert can fight his way out of this impossible corner, tune into the full episode tonight on ITV1 or stream it right now on ITVX or YouTube. Get ready, because this is Emmerdale at its most gripping, emotional, and unforgettable.